Intro.
Okay guys, so this time we will now discuss the 3.4 or the conditions of equilibrium from moments. So we shall now show that it is possible to express the conditions of equilibrium in terms of moment summation instead of x and y summations. So instead of using the summation of forces x and forces y, we will now introduce the summation of moment. Guys, the advantage of expressing equilibrium in terms of moment summation is that any particular forces can be eliminated by taking moments about a center on its line of action. So ito guys yung principle, yung tinuro natin before, yung nag-eliminate ka or pumapatay ka ng component ng force. Okay? So i-apply rin natin siya dito sa topic na to. So this method is especially useful when the forces to be eliminated is specified in direction by its slope. Okay, so since the moment effect of a system of forces is equal to the moment of its resultant, or summation of moment is equal to R times D, a moment summation of a system of forces becomes zero if either, so the first one, if the center of moment is on the action line of the resultant, or yung distance mo is equal to 0. Di ba kapag nag-summation ka ng moment, that is R times D. So kapag yung iyong distance D is equal to 0, therefore, tama naman, summation mo ng moment is equal to 0 kasi R times 0 is equal to 0. And the second is if the magnitude of the resultant is 0, which indicates equilibrium. So kapag yung resultant mo naman ng 0, so ayun, the summation of moment will be equals to 0. Okay, so ang sinasabi lang naman dyan guys, if nabasa nyo yung inyong module, so let's, for example, meron ka ditong concurrent forces. So drawing ko lang yun nandun sa inyong module So meron ka ditong concurrent forces, ayan. Meron ka ditong P, and meron ka ditong force F. Okay, so this is acting at a common point O. And then at point O, so maglagay tayo ng point kung saan magte-take ka ng A. Okay? So ang sinasabi lang dyan guys is that the only conclusion possible to yield zero moment sum is that the resultant is zero. Hence, the two other equation of equilibrium are kapag nag-summation ka ng moment at A, dito sa point na to, papaikutin mo yung mga concurrent forces na yan. And equals to 0 since equilibrium, and summation ng moment at point B. So it must not be assumed that yung equation na yan, yung moment A and moment B, ay presents two new additional equation of equilibrium. So they are really equivalent to summation of forces X and summation of forces Y. They may be used in place of or in combination with this equation as may be convenient. Thus, so ang ibig sabihin nun guys sa statement na yun, so yung summation of forces X and forces Y lang naman is equivalent lang din doon sa moment. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, yan, mga concurrent forces na yan, it's either, ang gawin mo, combination ng summation of forces X, forces Y, or, pwede rin namang summation ng moment ng forces X, and summation ng moment at point B, or pwede rin, summation ng forces Y, and summation ng moment at point A, or, ang gamitin mo yung summation ng moment A, and summation ng moment B. Okay? So ito, mas maunawaan nyo dun sa susunod nating problems. Ano? So ito, pinapaliwanag niya lang na yung tatlong equilibrium equation mo, to make it the story short, summation ng moment, summation ng forces X, summation ng forces Y, where all of this is equal to 0. So combination lang nito. Ano? So yan, gamit yung tatlong equation na yan, ito yung mapapalabas mo ng mga equations. So kahit anong combination, pwede in order to find the answer. So yun na lang. And next, under 3.5, so three coplanar forces in equilibrium are concurrent. So if three coplanar forces are in equilibrium, their lines of action must intersect in a common point. Okay, so ang ibig sabihin lang guys niyan, so gawa tayo ng diagram. For example, meron ka ditong body kung saan may mga coplanar forces ka. So let's just say this is F, this is P, and this is Q. So when we say coplanar, di ba yun ay acting lang at one plane, so X and Y plane lang naman. So sinasabi dyan, guys, is that yung line of action niya, so extend mo lang to, so they will meet at a common point. Ano? Yan. So sinasabi dyan, itong mga forces na to will meet at this common point. So let's say na ito ay yung common point O. Okay? So at that common point, ayan nga, so anong nangyayari? Di ba naging concurrent siya? So before, di ba, instead of using the summation forces X forces Y, gawin mo na lang, since mag-meet lang naman din sila sa common point na yan, pwede mong i-apply yung procedure na force triangle or yung force diagram, di ba? So, ito yung Q, ito yung P, and ito yung in order to solve for the each forces. Okay, so yan naman, mas maunawaan nyo sa susunod na example. So, yung application ng topic na 3.4 and 3.5, mas magagets nyo siya doon sa susunod nating example. So, mag-a-apply tayo ng summation ng moment at the same time, we will prove that yung coplanar forces mo are always concurrent or will meet at a common point. Okay guys, so basahin natin yung problem. So, the belt crank shown in the figure is supported by a bearing at point A. So, may bearing ka daw dito, and a 100-pound force is applied vertically at point C. So the rotation is being prevented by the force P. So therefore, it will be under a equilibrium. And then, we need to compute the value of P and the bearing reaction at point A. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is to determine the reaction at point A. So may bearing yan. So, i-prevent niya yung horizontal and vertical movement ng iyong bearing. So in short, we will have here a reaction. So let's just name this as my RAY. And meron ka ring RAX. So, bakit ko nasabing pa ganun yung direction? Guys, kung titingnan nyo kasi mabuti dito, meron kang 100 pound na pababa. Ito, ang vertical component nito is also downward. So, in order to counteract those downward force, magkakaroon ka dito sa point A or the reaction at point A na pataas dapat, no? Para masalo yung dalawang pababa. And then here, itong force ping to will produce a to the left na force. So in order to counteract that left force, so kailangan dito sa reaction mo anong kang pakanan. Okay? So what is the next step? Okay, so ang isunod natin, this time, we will now take summation ng moment at point A. Ano? So we are doing that in order to find the value of P. But then again, as you can see here, ang angle niya with respect dun sa iyong plane AB, or ipakita natin dito. Kasi yung AB mo, ito yung kanyang line, tama? Naka-incline siya. So with reference to that line, ang angle daw na na-produce niya is 75. Okay? So meaning, hindi ito yung perpendicular distance natin. So ayan pala, binigay yung haba kung saan nandun yung iyong point B o yung force B. So at point B, nandun yung force B mo, and then yung distance ng point A to point B is 10 inches. And A to C is 8 inches. Ito walang problema. Ayan, ito yung distance niya, perpendicular distance. But as you can see here, naka-incline siya at 75 degrees. Hindi ito yung perpendicular distance. Meaning, since naka-incline pa yan, ang ibig sabihin niyan, yung iyong force P, pwede pa natin siyang kunin into two components. So with respect dito sa axis na to, itong inclined axis AB, dito kasi siya magiging perpendicular. Okay? Ito. So, ibig sabihin, itong force P mo can be divided into two components. So, ito, meron siyang, sabihin ko na lang to as PX, or yung with respect do sa AB na axis, yung component niya with respect to this axis. Ayan. Pangalanan na lang natin siyang PX. And yung kanyang isang component, so I will name this as my PY. So guys, dito in-apply natin yung shifting ng axis. So ang gagawin ko, this is my X. Gawin natin tong Y kasi Y component lang. Y prime and X prime axis. Okay? So yung PX, no need to compute that. Kasi kung mapapansin nyo, di ba dito tayo sa point A nag-moment? Dito sa point na to. Ito yung point A eh. Kung nasan yung bearing. Dito ko na lang pala isulat. Do sa point A na yan, dyan tayo nag-moment. And as you can see here, Px will be concurrent do sa point A. So no need to compute that since ma-eliminate naman siya do sa equation since wala rin siyang perpendicular distance. So ang kailangan natin kunin is itong component ng force na to. Yung Py na yan. Gawin pala natin Py prime. Okay? So, paano mo makuha yung Py prime na yan? Okay, so the equation will be tama. So i-multiply mo siya ng sin 75. So ang gawin natin, when we take summation ng moment at point A, so equals to 0. So ano yung mga forces na i-consider mo na lang? Okay, so itong RAX and RAY, as you can see, concurrent siya. So i-neglect muna natin to. At the same time, yung Px prime, hindi rin natin muna siya i-consider since magiging concurrent siya sa point A. So ang forces na lang na mag-a-act sa kanya is yung Py prime and itong 100 pound. So unahin natin yung 100, okay? So anong moment ang maproduce niya with respect to sa A? So ang paikot niya is clockwise, tama? So 100 multiplied by 8 inches. And then ito, anong moment ang maproduce niya? Okay, so counterclockwise. Or Py prime, or that is P. So minus P. So ano nga siya? Sin 75. And then yung distance niya, so ang perpendicular distance niya is yung 10 inches. Okay? So equals to 0 since equilibrium. So we will have a value of P. Okay, so that will be, pindutin natin pala sa CalQ. Ba't ba hawak yung isang CalQ? So we have 100 times 8 divided by 10 divided by sin 75. Transpose ko lang ha. The answer is 82.8221. So 82.8221. Okay? So guys, ang gagawin ko dito ha, para hindi malito, magpapatong-patong na kasi yung ano na. Buburahin ko na to. Pero alam niyo naman ha, nag-shift tayo ng axis dito. Kasi ang goal natin is to find its component. Ito, yung y component niya, yung x prime component, and then process of elimination, since yung Px prime will be concurrent doon sa joint A, or doon sa point A, 0 na siya. So kailangan na lang is yung y prime component. And then yung Py prime, ma-compute natin siya with respect to sa force P. So that is P sin 75 multiplied by the perpendicular distance, which is the distance between A and B, which is 10. Okay, so next thing we need to do is to, pawiin ko lang muna to. So, wala na ulit yung ating x and y prime axis ha. So ngayon yung P natin, hahanapin naman natin siya with respect do sa given na y and x axis, o yung conventional na axis natin, ano? Yung vertically upward and downward. Okay. So, ang mangyayari kasi guys dito is, di ba ito, alam natin na 60 degrees yan. And kapag in-extend mo to, ito is magiging perpendicular siya dito. Meaning siya ay 90 degrees. So, ano guys yung magiging value ng angle na to? Ayan. So, kung ito ay 60, ito ay 90, so what will be the value of this angle? Tama. So, this angle is equals to 30 degrees. Sulat ko na lang dito. 30 degrees. Okay? Yung angle na yan. So if that is 30 degrees, therefore, this angle, ayan. So ilan siya? Tama, that will be 45 degrees. And kung 45 yan, therefore ito will be also equals to 45. Okay, so again, this is your x, this is your y axis. Meaning, yung P mo, if you're going to solve for its component, meron siya ulit dalawang component. The first component, so meron kang y component which is going in this direction. Or doon sa pababa. Or gawin na lang natin, direction na natin. So yung y component niya is pag ganito, downward. That will be your P, Y. And yung horizontal niya, yung x component niya will be going to the left. Or that will be Px. Okay, so if you're going to consider the whole free body diagram, diba dito, meron kang x force or RAX. So ang ano lang dito, gagamitin natin yung dalawang natitirang equilibrium equation. So nagamit na natin yung moment para makuha si E. So this time, kunin natin yung value ng RAX and RAY using the other two equilibrium equation or yung natitirang equation na summation of forces X was 0, assuming in this direction as positive. Okay, so yung isa, ano yung isa? Summation of forces Y assuming upward direction as positive equals to 0. So with these two equations, mahanap natin yung value ng RAX and RAY. So let's start first with RAX. So when we say take summation of forces X, so lahat ng paanan is positive. So ano ba yung mga forces natin na horizontal? Okay, correct. So si RAX and si PX lang. Meron pa bang natitirang iba? Wala na. So RAX, positive, and then minus PX, kung saan yung P is sa value of 82. 82.8221. So para makuha yung kanyang X component, so multiply mo lang ng cosine 45. So that is equals to 0. Or RAX just equals to 82.8221 cosine 45. So answer times cosine 45. Or that is 58.5641. 58.5641 pound. Okay, and last, para makuha natin yung RAY, so that is equivalent saan? So mag-summation ng forces Y, lahat ng pataas positive. So ano ba ang pataas na force? So meron tayong RAY. And then yung remaining, so yung PY mo, pababa. Yung 100 mo, pababa. So pareho minus. So minus 100. And then minus the Y component of P. So 82.8221 sine 45. Sine 45. So that is equals to 0. So RAY can be computed as 100 plus 82.8221 sine 45. So that is 158.5641. 158.5641 pound. Okay, so in order to get the RA o yung resultant ng dalawang to, or pag pinagsama natin, that will be in this direction. Ano? Parang pa ganito siya. So that will be your RA. Paano nga pagkuha ng RA? Di ba yan RA natin? Makakompute mo lang using this equation. Parang Pythagorean. So RA is just equals to square root of RAX squared plus RAY squared. Or RA is equals to, so answer squared na lang muna to, squared plus 58.5641 squared. Then take the square root of that. So that is 169.0335. 169.0335 pound. Okay, so ayan lang yan. So these are the answer for RA. So if ipahanap naman yung angle na to, theta x, so alam nyo na yung gagawin, di ba? That is just equals to arctangent of RAY over RAX. Okay, so this is one way of solving the reaction at dun sa bearing A and yung force P. Yung isang way is using the principle nung 3.5 or all coplanar forces are concurrent. So ang gagawin natin, pagtatagpo-tagpuin natin sila at a common intersection point. Okay, so I think mas ma-appreciate niyo yung solution na yan. Ang ano lang doon is magpapaana ka ng mga dimensions. Magpapalabas ka ng mga sukat, angle, etc. Okay guys, so again, isosolve natin siya using the other solution. So guys, ito is yung illustrative problems 320 do sa book nyo under sa page 62. So ang maganda kasi dito guys, ito talaga yung original figure niya. So baka kasi magulat kayo kung saan ba nang galing yung mga sukat na nandyan sa libro. So ipapakita natin kung paano nag-arrive yung book dyan sa mga values, do sa mga sukat na nandyan sa inyong book. So may explanation naman do sa solution niya, pero ipakita natin kung paano ba siya talaga nangyari. Okay, so ang mangyayari kasi guys dito, wala ka siya. So ipod ko lang ng kaunti. Ipod ko lang siya dito. Okay, so balik tayo. So ang gagawin natin guys, hahanapin natin kung saan siyang point mag-intersect. So, ito kasi pag in-extend mo or kinuha mo yung line of action ng force na yan, they will meet at a common point dito. Okay? Yan. Yun pala. Gawin na lang natin ang dash line. Yun. Okay, so pangalanan natin yan as point. So, pangalanan na lang natin to as point D. Okay? Okay, so with that, knowing that, di ba yan ay, ano ba na form nating shape? Yung ADB. Di ba triangle yan? So ito, malalaman natin yung value ng angle na yan. So again, the summation of all internal angle ng triangle is equivalent to 80. And knowing na ang angle na to is 75 and 60, malalaman natin yung angle na to. So diretso na lang natin. So that will be 180 minus 75 minus, or that is equivalent to 45. Okay, so ganun lang din ulit yung gawin natin. Yung mga forces na yan, i-extend natin sa kabilang side yung kanyang line of action. Okay? Extend lang natin siya dito. Okay, so hinahanap ko kasi kung saan sila mag-meet, yung common point nila. Okay, so dito. Almost forgot. Again, di ba dito magkaaroon ka ng reaction dito? So, ano nga yung ating reaction based on these given loads? So, yung RAX mo is going in this direction. And yung RAY is this direction. So, kapag pinagsama mo yan dalawa, magkaaroon tayo ng force na pangalanan na lang natin at RA. Hindi natin na pag ganito yung direction. Okay, so that will be my RA. Or this is the reaction at point A, yung bearing, okay? So again, kagaya lang din nun sa kanina, so i-extend natin yung line of action ng mga forces na, or ganito yung magiging itsura niya. Oops, tignan ko lang. Ito na lang, dito natin papakin. Ayan. So that will be line of action of RA. So, then or dash line. Okay. So, at this point, alam natin na ito ay magpe-perpendicular dito sa. So that is 90. So meaning, ano ba na-produce natin dito? So ABCD, pangalanan natin tong intersection ng bawat point na yan, ng lahat ng forces na yan as point E. So diba itong DCE is isang right triangle, and knowing that this is 45 degrees, therefore, this angle, ito, is also equivalent to 45 degrees. Okay? 45. Okay. So, ang gawin natin, alam natin na ito is 8 inches. This one as 10 inches. And then, ito, alanan na lang natin siya as yung theta x. Okay? So, ang kailangan nating mahanap ay ang mga sumusunod. So, we need to find this distance. But we can relate the distance of CE if makukuha natin yung distance DC. Kasi nga 45 degrees siya. So, yung side na to and ito should be equals. Okay? So, paano natin malalaman itong distance na DA? Itong DA. Ayan. Or yung distance niya away from this one. Okay, so using the cosine law or sine law, malalaman natin yung distance na yun. Tama? So, ano ba? Gamitin na natin sine law. So, isulat natin. So, dA over sine 75 is equals to, ano ba yung known side? So, 10 over sine 45. Tama? 45. Okay. So, we have dA, which is equals to, so that is 10 sine 75 divided by sine 45. So that is 13.6603. 13.660. Okay, so since meron na tayong side na to, dA, then itong 8, so therefore ito, itong length ng side na to is equal saan? So the length of that is equals lang sa 13.6603 plus 8. Tama? Nga, since 45 angle yan, 45 triangle, di ba? Pag 45, 45 to, kung 45 yan, pareho lang tong side na to. Kung side x yan, side x lang din to. Okay? Properties ng triangle. Alam niyo yan. Plus 8 or that is equals to 21.6603. 21.6603. Okay, so what else? Pabang kulang. Kasi guys, ang kailangan kasi natin gawin dito, gagawa nga tayo ng force diagram kasi nga magmi-meet dito sila sa common point na to. Ganito yung magiging itsura niya dapat. So, di ba meron kang 100 pound dito? 100 pound. Ito yung RA mo. And then this will be your RP. Ito yung P. Okay. So, knowing na ito ay 100, ano pa bang kulang dito? Ito is 100, okay? Ito, equivalent to theta x. Diba? So, yung theta x, ayan. So, since meron na tayong side na 8 and itong 21, so, opposite adjacent, makukuha natin tong theta x. So, paano siya makukuha, guys? Okay, so tama. Using the tangent law or tangent of theta x is equals to 21.6603 over 8. So, theta x equals to arctangent. So, arctangent of 21.6603 divided by 8. So, that is 69.7288. 69.7288. Okay? So, kung 69 yan, ito, makukuha natin. Tama? So, yan ay, ilang yung angle yung ano natin? Kapag right angle? Ba 90 degrees? Or that is 90. Or 90 minus yung answer. So, this is 20.27116. 20.2712. Okay. So again, this is your RA. And then this is your P. Aha. P. Ano ba bang kulang natin? So, in short, So, kung ito ay paano natin makukuha tong angle na to? So, alam pa ba yung announce natin? Okay, so kailangan pa natin makuha is yung mga internal angle. So, paano pa ba? Okay. So, ito yung isa. So, di ba kapag nag-drawing ka dito, ayan. Ito, we all know na ito ay 90 degrees. And then, itong angle na to, ayan, ilan yan dapat? So, di ba, ito, is ito lang din. So, meaning ito ay 45 degrees din. Hindi lang ganun ka-accurate yung drawing ko, but as you can see here, pareho lang dapat sila. Okay? So, if this is 45 and this is 90, therefore, this angle, ang kabuuan niya, equals saan? So, that is 90 plus 45, or that will be 135. Okay? So, ano na lang kulang? Ito. So, maukompute na natin to. Ano? Kasi nga, ang total sum ng iyong internal angle ng triangle is 180. Or that angle is equivalent lang sa LQ. So, 180 minus 20.2712 then minus 135. Or that is 24.7288. 24.7288. Okay, so ayun. Medyo ano lang, nakakalito lang or medyo maghahanap-hanap ka pa ng mga values ng internal angle, yung mga missing side. But kung mapapansin nyo, ano na lang sunod na gagawin natin dito kung nabuo mo na tong forced triangle na to? So, tama, using sine law lang or cosine law. Gamitin natin sine law. Using sine law, yung tapatan lang, diba? So 100 over yung katapat ng angle, sine of 24.7288 equals to RA over sine ng 135, that is equals P over sine ng 20.2712. Pala nagkasya dito. So 2712 lang yun. With that, mahanap natin yung value ng RA and yung value ng, so using the calculator, 100 of sine ng 135 divided by sine of 24.772. So that is 169.03. 169.334. And for P, that will be 100. Ito lang mapapalitan sa equation na 100 of sine ng 20.27 or 82.822. 82.82. Okay, so para lang tayo na lumabas, di ba? Wala lang pound. Box the final answer. So, guys, ayan yung application ng dalawang topic. So, either of these two, pareho naman yung tamang sasagot. So, nasa sa inyo kung aling way yung gusto nyong gawin. So, ito, medyo madali lang naman. Pero dito ko lang mahirapan sa mga pagkuha ng mga distances. Internal angle ng triangle. Pero pag nauha mo naman lahat, ito na lang yung solution. Ano? Sine law lang. Ayan, so yung previous. Pareho lang naman ang sagot. Ano? May decimal place kasi dito, medyo marami tayong tapon na sagot. Pero anyway, pag ganyan namang kalapit yung sagot, tama na. Okay guys, so let's proceed the next topic.